We're here at the Romanian Association for Endoscopic Surgery Congress, and we have the honor to interview one of the most distinguished guests of the Congress, Professor Dr. Roberto Bergamaschi, an internationally renowned specialist in minimally invasive colorectal surgery. Professor Bergamaschi just launched the book Corman's Colon and Rectal Surgery in Romania. Professor Bergamaschi, what was the decision to launch the book in Romania based upon?
This is an international book. So obviously we don't have Romanian authors in the book, but we have a lot of nationalities in the book from Europe, United States, and also I think also South America. So the book is not intended for one national market. It's more intended for all surgeons. So my concern was that maybe in Romania, due to communications, maybe this book would not be as known as it is elsewhere. So I think, having a physical presence here, actually with Dr. John Nichols from the UK, who is one of the co-editors, I think it was a great idea to, raise the awareness that this book, at the difference from many other books, in my opinion, will stand the test of time in the era of internet.
We know that this is not the first time you attend this Congress in Romania. Could you please let our readers know what makes you fly all the way from the US to Bucharest to attend this Congress again?
There is a big difference between attending a meeting in the US and attending a meeting in Romania. The biggest difference is that the experience, the cultural experience in the US has become pretty sterile. So you go to the meeting, the hotel looks the same, the sidewalk is the same, the venue is the same. There are polite but sterile relationships, in the elevator, and it all ends there. You don't even remember in which city you were. In Romania, everything is very personal. You meet real people that have real exchange of personal stories rather than a polite elevator conversation. So from the personal point of view, it's fascinating to be here.
From what you've seen at the Congress this year, are there major differences in the performance levels between Romania and the US regarding minimally invasive surgery?
I think the major difference is in organization and standardization. That basically in the US there is much more standardization of how things are done throughout a very large country based on appropriate data. Whereas my impression is that in Romania, and to a similar extent in the rest of Europe, there is a lot of variability in between the same country, depending of the surgeon or of the hospital. So there is not the same level of communication and standardization within the same country.
The book was launched in the US and it was a tremendous success. What are your expectations for the Romanian specialists and the field right here in our country?
I don't know at this point if we should consider translating the book into Romanian language. We are doing it in Portuguese for Brazil, because we know that Brazilians are not very proficient, in English. I don't know how things are changing in Romania. Definitely, it is a generation issue. I know Romanians from here and from Timisoara who have been coming to New York to train with me, and definitely their English is such that they don't really need a translation into Romanian language, but we'll see. However, translating is a very big entertainment. So right now we don't have any concrete plans about translating into Romanian.
And lastly, what is your opinion about the Congress today?
I think the Congress is much better than it used to be years ago where I attended, and still, of course, you can see a difference in attendance, the timing, the smoking outside the building. The attendance is much higher in the late morning than it is in the early morning. This is quite very different from the United States, where the attendance would be starting at 7 a.m. So reflecting probably a different lifestyle and a different culture about time and how time is important. And of course in the U.S. there's maybe an exaggeration in the way they look at time and they use time and don't waste any time, which is then giving you a lot of stress. In Romania, you definitely should have a lot less stress.
We're living la dolce vita here.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.